Mobile games are stepping up. They know they need to compete with the PC and console games for your gaming time and your gaming dollar. And that means the current generation of mobile games, like the sponsor of today's video, King Arthur Legends Rise, are producing higher quality, more polished titles than we've ever seen in the mobile space before. And this goes beyond just graphics and general gameplay. The systems need to be deep and robust, and they need to make sense. And ultimately, they need to put the player experience first. So in today's video, I'm going to show you 10 things that King Arthur Legends Rise is getting absolutely right. And once you see them, you're going to ask yourself, why isn't every game doing this? I am Colred. This is Colred Plays. Let's get started. As soon as you log into King Arthur Legends Rise, you're going to see the first thing that I think this game is doing beautifully well, and that is to create a dynamic living base for our entry point into the game world. Now, this is my Camelot. As you can see, it is massive. It doesn't all fit on one screen. You have to pan around the area to see different regions of the city, each with unique buildings, some of which are functional, others are merely decorative for now. And there are also people who live here. In fact, you can zoom in on any one of them and you'll actually get their name. So this is Carson sitting out in front of his shop. Now, Carson's shop is not currently functional, but it does give promise that some of these buildings will add functionality to your base in the future. In the meantime, there are several functional buildings, including the market here. We have the forge, we've got our castle. So we can even take a look at the forge here. Here's Lena, she's the proprietor of the forge, and if you click on the forge, there she is again. And this is what you can do in the forge. You can purchase equipment, craft equipment, or change the stats. And in addition, you can upgrade these buildings so that as your account grows, your city changes. It grows with you. So right now you can see this is the castle. It's a relatively modest manor, but I am upgrading from level 9 to level 10. And if you click on the castle icon, you can go here and see what each level of this castle does. It's going to give me additional resources. But here's something that's really cool. When you get to level 10, you get this little button, preview building, and you're going to see, oh, it's going to upgrade. We're going from an early Camelot into sort of a mid-aged Camelot, right? A little bit more developed, a little bit more mature, supporting a greater population because we are growing Camelot together. So again, that RPG element, that immersion in this game is absolutely reinforced by your base, which is the screen that you are going to probably be looking at the most often. So right off the bat, number one, a living base. I love it. To me, the base is a big ticket item. It's absolutely phenomenal, but there are also small ticket items, quality of life systems that King Arthur Legends Rise is doing right. I'm going to start here with item number 2 on our list. This is the Knight Training Camp. I've talked about this before. This is the tutorial system. The great thing about this system is you aren't forced to do it at any particular time. You can come in here when it feels appropriate to your progress in the game. And if you ever need a refresher on any of the combat systems, you can come back here and repeat it at any time. In addition, if you go into one of these battles, you have a roster of 14 fully level 60 champions that you can just play here, even if you don't own those champions. So if you happen to pull Merlin here, and you want to know if he's worth taking to 60, he definitely is, you can try him out here in combinations with other champions just to see the gameplay a little bit. I think it's a nice little wrinkle on the tutorial, which really adds to the player experience. Now we're going to stick with the combat system for the next few items. So number 3 on our list is battle multipliers. You see there is a multiplier for every battle. I think in campaign you have to have 3 start the battle to get the multiplier. But basically what's going to happen is if I put on ×3, the battle will now cost 3 times the stamina. But I will also get 3 times the rewards. So it's just a nice way of speeding up our farming, right? Getting 3 times the value for each run that you actually do really cuts down on the time it takes to collect the resources that you need. In addition, item 4 combos with that. That is the multi-battle system. As you can see, multi-battles in this game are just a slider. That's it. You can do up to 100 multi-battles at a time, And then as soon as those 100 are done, you could do another 100, and you could do that without limitation all day long. All you need is the stamina to run those battles. So the stamina is the natural limitation to multi-battles, the way it should be. I can't tell you how much I appreciate this system. Multi-battles here aren't another resource to manage. They are just a convenience to the player. And finally, I want to show you something really sweet. Now, this is kind of subtle, and I actually didn't notice it for a little while. But right now, I'm going to jump into a battle. You can see I have 68 stamina, and this battle is going to cost me 36 stamina. I'll click start. And then I realize, uh-oh, I didn't want to get into this battle. Maybe it was too high a level. Maybe it was the wrong dungeon. I don't know, but I went to the wrong place and I clicked the button that I shouldn't have clicked. And so now I'm in a fight I can't win. I'm just going to forfeit out of it. I don't want to waste the time. Leaving mid-battle will count as a defeat. Continue. Yes. It's like, man, it hurts to lose all that stamina, doesn't it? Well, no. I still have exactly 68 stamina. That's the amount I had when I started. In King Arthur Legends Rise, you do not use stamina unless you successfully complete the fight. So even if you go all the way through and you get defeated, you don't use stamina. Defeats don't cost stamina, and forfeits don't cost stamina. That is such a great change to every other game of this type I've played. It actually shows what I think is a significant commitment to putting the player experience first. Now, speaking of stamina, let's talk about some other aspects of this system. Most games have an energy or stamina system, and they slowly ticks up over time, and you spend that stamina in order to run the various activities that you want in the game. Now, that's a natural limiting factor, and it's a good thing, because otherwise we might spend 12 hours in the game. But here's the thing. Sometimes you want to do that. Sometimes you want to have a marathon gaming session. You've got a long weekend, or, you know, your wife and kids have gone to your in-laws or something, and you just want to sit down and play your game. Well, the great news is there are several aspects of King Arthur that do not require stamina. Let's start with the Colosseum. This is a great arena system. I mean, arena is always arena, right? But at the same time, this is an infinite arena system. Infinite multi-battles, infinite arena battles. You have no arena tokens. There's no such thing. You just go in, and if you win, you win. And if you lose, and you come back to a new set of 3 opponents. You pick another one, you fight, you win or lose, you come back to 3 new ones. Now, if you don't like this particular set of matches, you do have a limited number of refreshes, and then it starts to cost you crystals. Do not use the crystals. Literally just fight somebody. Fight somebody. If you win or lose, you're going to come back to 3 new matched opponents. And you could do that for 10 hours if you wanted, and there is literally no limit. So again, no arena resource to manage. You don't have to worry about your tokens. You don't have to worry about it filling up your mailbox. You don't have to worry about doing a certain number per day. As long as you fight in the arena, I think 3 times a day, you are going to do your dailies. This arena system even has some little little dialogue bubbles up there. Really good, really clean, really easy, and it adds to the amount of gameplay you can get out of your day. Because when your stamina's gone, what else are you going to do but come and fight PvP? Except there is something else you can do. You can do adventure mode. You see right here, adventure mode has no stamina required. Just click on that and you've got all of these various chapters that you can do. Once they are completed, you can still go back and kind of run around the world if you want, but there isn't anything left to do except kind of look at it and enjoy it. But there are collectibles here. You get a lot of resources for this. There are battles to be fought. You can get experience in adventure mode, even though you're not using stamina. So when you run out of stamina and you don't want to do PvP, come here and do some more stamina-free PvE. I gotta say, I really enjoy adventure mode. It is challenging, so it's going to take a lot of effort and time to kind of move through these story levels, but it's actually really fun. It feels like an RPG because you're in the world, you're talking to NPCs, you're doing battles, you're solving puzzles. It's all the kind of gameplay you like from this style of game, and it's completely stamina free. And speaking of story, we've got the main story as well. This game does the story right. It is a 10-chapter story. Each chapter is significant in terms of challenge and in terms of the plotline and character development. You get to meet all of the playable characters, which is really fun. Some you fight against, some you fight with, some you fight against, and then you fight with. So there's a lot of depth here. There's some voice acting that is pretty good. It's definitely not your like grandfather's King Arthur. This is a new twist on King Arthur, but I think you're going to really enjoy it. And then when you get done with normal mode, you can go up to hard mode, you can go up to hell mode. So it's kind of a, you know, ARPG style of repeating the story, but also the story stays valuable because you can come back here and farm materials that you can't get anywhere else. So the story itself is engaging, it helps you progress, and then it stays relevant for the duration of your time here in King Arthur Legends Rise. That's the way you do a campaign. Now let's jump back out to the base because I want to talk about two other things out here. One is surprisingly a change that I didn't really think a lot about, although it's been a complaint of mine in other games, and that's the marketplace. The marketplace is done here really well. The items that you can get in the marketplace are items that you actually need. You do have some free refreshes. You have some discounted items, and there's a little bit of RNG as to what items might be discounted. And then, you know, this refreshes every 24 hours, plus you can refresh for crystals if you want. But a lot of these items are items that you're going to want, like these rare tomes of storm right here. I want those. You do have to manage your gold carefully, so you can't just buy willy-nilly, but you can actually come in here and find stuff that you need. In addition, the forge acts the same way. You can purchase equipment here. There's some very good equipment. And again, you want to check out your discounts every day. You're going to refresh, check out your discounts again. They also have legendary crafting materials down here. So a lot of really good things to pick up. I'm going to go ahead and buy this. No, maybe I'm not. I might get the ring, though. And hope for this. That's a lot of gold. Attack. Oh, well. So you can come in here. There is a little bit of RNG, obviously, but this is actually something that can help you progress in the game. And there are very few games where I think the market or the forge are as valuable as they are here in King Arthur Legends Rise. Now, finally, I want to talk about the summon system here. The summon system here is very standard. Obviously, there's RNG involved. This is a gacha style system, but the good news is the mercy system here is extremely predictable and reasonable. So whether you're doing a special summon or a rate up summon, there are a couple of things to be aware of, or even just a normal summon. All of these summons for the relics as well. If you do a 10 times summon, you have a guarantee. So you don't want to do single summons. You want to do 10 times summons, but summon times 10 to get a rare hero guaranteed. So that's the sort of small aspect of the mercy or the pity system. And then there's the big one, which is the guaranteed summon. It takes 60 summons. After you summon 60 times, you are guaranteed to get a legendary. And so basically it says each special summon reduces the guaranteed summon countdown by 1. When you reach 0, you will have a 100% chance to summon a legendary hero. So for the special summon, guaranteed legendary, you don't know who it's going to be, but you can click on the rate info and see what your chances are. The odds are right here. And if you're doing the rate up, the way that works is you've got a 50% chance of that legendary being the rate up champion and 50% just being anybody else from the pool. So again, you can look at the pool. This is a more limited pool, which is cool. So if you're trying to target specific legendaries, rate up is the way to go. Highly predictable, reasonable mercy system. I love it. Plus the guaranteed 10 pull bonus. I like that too. These are so many good systems here in this game, besides the gameplay, besides the graphic, besides the King Arthur legend and all of the champions that you might want to collect, the heroes from the story. All of these systems just add to the player experience, and I think this game is getting it right. So let me know what you think in the comments below. How do you feel about these 10 systems? And if you are playing King Arthur Legends Rise, did I miss one? One that you love that is really making you fall in love with this game. Thanks again to King Arthur Legends Rise for sponsoring this video. I have been Cole Red. Thanks for hanging out. I will see you in another video soon.